What up, guys? Yeah, we got another Oktoberfest going today, and we got a German beer. It is Erdinger's Oktoberfest. I probably butchered that, but yeah, Erdinger, something like that. But yeah, we will be cracking this open and getting into it. They do say in the back that thank you for enjoying the world's #1 Hefeweizen. So this might be a little lighter than your standard Oktoberfest beer. Now, as I crack this open, one thing I've been noticing as I'm trying to go and pick up as many Oktoberfest beers as I can is that there aren't a lot of Oktoberfest beers. I have probably found twice as many pumpkin beers out already than I have Oktoberfest beers, which I actually like the Oktoberfest beers coming out mid-August. I think that gives it plenty of time to actually get around to it. Mid-August for pumpkin beers is that's too soon for me. Because you can do the pumpkin beer basically all the way to the end of November. So I guess it's just a bigger moneymaker than Oktoberfest. But one thing I've been kind of disappointed on is the number of options, because I'm starting to run out, and yeah, getting pretty low. And I'm gonna be honest, this probably isn't even I don't know how traditional, I don't know, wheat beer usually you don't think of when you're going for Oktoberfest. So this might be almost more of just a regular Hefeweizen with an Oktoberfest label slapped onto it. We'll see. But it's still warm out, so maybe a wheat beer is going to be nice. But anyways, that's my little spiel. And let's get into the review and start with the smell. It definitely has that wheat beer smell. Has a bit of lemon zest, some grain. You got kind of like that corny grain kind of thing going on. So, dog, always. I swear, they don't drink water at all for the rest of the day unless I'm doing this. I don't know what's going on with that. But so, yeah, very kind of lemon zest, weedy. I mean, it's kind of, what a wheat beer smells like. There might be a hint of a almost amber aroma in there, tucked in there too, though. It's one of the things with having the constant head is sometimes it's kind of tricky to get some of the smells. But there might be a bit of a like a raisiny or even like a date kind of aroma going on in there. So it smells like you're going to have like your standard wheat beer, but it might be a little more full of, it might have some like stronger kind of fall flavors and spices kind of tucked in there. So it's probably going to be kind of like a wheat beer with a little bit of fall sprinkled in. But I think just in general, I think it smells pretty good. But yeah, so I'll recommend it on smell, and now let's get into the taste. You got some maltiness to it. It's it's definitely more malty than your regular wheat beer. You have kind of, this is interesting. You have like the essence of a wheat beer. You have that like the that the lemon zest and that wheat element is there. It's always present, but it's almost present around bits of an Oktoberfest beer where you have some of that maltiness, some of that kind of raisin maltiness that's tucked in there as well. It's very interesting. It's like part wheat beer, part Oktoberfest. Honestly, I think if it's like balls hot where you're at right now and you want and you like wheat beers for like summertime, but you want something a little more festive for Oktoberfest, I think this would be perfect for that. It has that kind of like, feet in two boxes, or I don't know. It's like it's working on two different things right now, and for the most part, I think it works fairly well. The toasted, malty kind of barley thing, more of the maltiness definitely comes up more, especially as the head goes down and kind of, settles. I'm getting more of that over the wheat beer kind of thing. So the wheat beer kind of takes, back seat as you get into this. Even though, it looks like a wheat beer just by, holding it up. But it doesn't really linger. The taste doesn't linger. It doesn't hit the side of your mouth, the side of your tongue, like some of those of the other stronger barley malty Oktoberfest beers. It doesn't really have that. Which, if it's still hot and you just want a kind of like quick, refreshing one, I think this works pretty well for that. I think it tastes pretty good. I think it's not exactly the kind of Oktoberfest beer I kind of picture. It doesn't, I don't picture wheat beers as Oktoberfest beers at all. That's definitely, never been the case. So the fact that there is basically a wheat beer by a German company, I think maybe this is wrong, but, if an American company made a wheat beer and labeled it Oktoberfest, I'd be like, what are you doing? What is this? You guys are morons. You can't have a wheat Oktoberfest beer. But it almost, since it's a German company, I almost feel like, okay, I'm gonna let that slide because Oktoberfest in Germany. But I'm not sure. Oh, it is brewed in Erdinger, Germany. Again, probably did not say that right, but. Just toss on the ER and you got the brewery. So I don't know what the correlation with that. Oh, it isn't brewed in Bavaria, so it's got to be probably. I assume that's pretty close to Munich, but I feel like I'm letting it slide a little bit more than I would because it is a German beer. But yeah, it doesn't really have. It's not exactly the Oktoberfest beer that I'm looking for, but it is still hot. And so it's almost like a nice stepping stone from the wheat summer beers to the heavier beers. But, I like it. I'm enjoying it. I will recommend it on taste. It's pretty easy to drink. I think most people will be able to open this drink and be like, all right, I get it. I like it. This is, I think it's one of those more crowd pleasers where pretty much anybody can get into it. It's not, the bitterness is really not there. It doesn't have a high IBU. It's probably far lower than what your standard Oktoberfest beer is, which is already in the 20 to 30 range, so it's not that high anyways. But yeah, I will recommend it on taste. Next category is value for price, and again, this is one of those that was about $2. So you can't really beat that for for a German import, so not much else to say, but yes, I will recommend it on value for price. Distinction, how distinct is it? And it's definitely, it's one of the more different Oktoberfest beers, I think, because it starts out as a wheat-based beer. That might be the first one I've had from the Oktoberfest beers that has a wheat base. With that said, you're also kind of okay, if I'm getting an Oktoberfest beer, I want it to taste like an Oktoberfest beer. And while this has, it's 50 or maybe it's 60-40 Oktoberfest and wheat beer, it's still not, it might not be the Oktoberfest taste that you really want. Because usually when you're going for Oktoberfest beer, you want something that's a little more malty. You want something that's a little more raisiny. Maybe you want a bit of that barliness. Maybe, you want something that's the kind of fuller flavor and kind of gears you up for fall. That's not really what this is. So, it's distinct, absolutely. It's definitely distinct. It's definitely different from your average Oktoberfest beer. At the same time, is it really an Oktoberfest beer? I'm kind of letting it slide because it is German beer. If it wasn't a German beer, I'd probably rip into it a little more because it's not even close. So I'm going to give it a half on this. Distinct, it is definitely different from your standard Oktoberfest beer. But you might call into question if it's really a standard. It's not really an Oktoberfest beer. It's just got the label on it, and it's from Germany, so you're going to give it a pass. So yeah, I'm give it a half on that. Next category is drinkability, and yes, this is one of the easier Oktoberfest beers that you're going to drink. I mean, it's a wheat beer. I have never had a wheat beer where it's just like, unless it was just pure awful, but I've never had a wheat beer that you just couldn't drink easily. You know, it's just, wheat beers are, for me, are one of the perfect summertime, sit outside, sit by the lake, just kick back. That's what a wheat beer is to me. Wheat beers are just so easy to drink, especially when they're done right. Of course, I mean, whether you're getting one from Germany or from Belgium or the few good ones in the United States, there's some of the easiest drinking beers you're going to find. And so, yes, I will recommend it on drinkability. This is, if you just want a nice beer for fall and it's still warm, and you want a bit of that Oktoberfest like seasoned spice going on, but not fully engaged, there you go. You got your beer right here. Last category is what I bought again, and I mean, it tastes good. It's a good tasting, or it's a fine tasting beer. But I feel like if I want a wheat beer, I'll probably go with something else. And if I'm feeling like an Oktoberfest beer, I'll probably go with something else. So it's stuck right in that middle range where it's like, I mean, it's a fine for both, but it doesn't really. There'd be other things I'd rather get ahead of it. I wouldn't be against it. Like, if I saw it and that was the one option, I wouldn't be like, no. Like, I would get it, but it wouldn't be on the top of my list for either. So I'll probably give it another half. I would, but I'll only do it if there's probably really no other options. So, yeah, that's it. That is my review of Erdinger, I don't know, of this German Oktoberfest. What do you think? Have you had this yet? This Weissbier, or Weissbrau, as they put on the bottom of it. It is. What do you think? Is it like the perfect Oktoberfest beer for you? Maybe you like that it's an actual wheat beer made for Oktoberfest instead of your standard kind of more vibrant lager. Like, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. And also, I mentioned it at the beginning. Have you found that you're just finding a crap ton of pumpkin beers and not really a lot of Oktoberfest beers? Like, is that kind of an issue? Maybe you like the pumpkin beers. I mean, I'm not anti-pumpkin beer. I like a good pumpkin beer. Problem is, there's a lot of really shitty ones out there. So it's, you just never know. So let me know. What do you think? But yeah. So that is the review. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors, tell everybody. And yeah, so that's about it. So for myself and for Erdinger Oktoberfest, take it easy.